Good evening. I would like to welcome everyone to the June Elizabethton City Schools Board meeting. If everyone would please rise, Dr. Gardenauer is going to lead us in a moment of silence and a pledge to the flag.
Okay, let's have our moment of silence. Thank you. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm going to do the recognitions.
Okay, Barry.
First of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Gardenauer and the board for having us up and recognizing us. We really had a fine season that I know we're all proud of. I also want to thank some folks. Of course, this is a journey, and it's a journey with the parents. It's a journey with my family, with the school, and so I want to say thank you to the parents for your support, your patience, as I know that a lot of times practices change, and it's asking a lot from you to run your kids back and forth, but I thank you for that. I want to thank Robin and my wife Robin, and there's my little granddaughter Paxton for their support and their encouragement throughout the season. This guy, Michael Wilson, a lot of y'all know him. He's very famous around here. Fantastic, loyal guy, loyal coach. B.J. Miller was also another coach, and I appreciate him as well. Well, about a year ago, these guys were needing a coach, and I was needing these guys. And as we worked throughout the season, I just thank the Lord for, being able to work with these young men. Obviously, all are not here, but that doesn't minimize the fact of how much they mean to me and how proud I am of them. And as I want to thank them as a team for this journey that we went on. Any season has ups and downs, has injuries, has things challenges that you have to overcome. Well, as adults, we all know that's the way life is. And so this is basically a dry run at life. All athletics usually are a dry run to life because there's obstacles to overcome. Cade and Peyton Johnson, they had to overcome injuries. So what that tells me is that whenever they're faced with negative things in their life, they've got a lesson that they've learned to be able to overcome those things. Dalton and Nate, they were very constant. They were always there for us and always giving us a high level of play. Bradley Cannon came out. He had not played the 2 previous years, and he came out and became a starter for us. So he overcame the doubt. We had a really good bench. Cordell Kadoji faced a lot of issues, but he was able to come. He started some for us. He came off the bench some for us. And so he accepted his role. And we all have roles we have to accept in life, whether it's in our jobs or whatever it may be. Caleb led us in a lot of different ways. He came off the bench and did some good things for us. Carter Davidson brought a real tough guy kind of atmosphere to us. always hustling, working hard. Braden and Josh, they may not have played as much, but man, they really contributed to our basketball team. They were able to support us, and they're able to do things in order to contribute to the success. We couldn't have been successful without them. And then we also had 2 7th graders in Will and Luke, and these guys learned a lot. And I see it this year as we're working toward next year, as they are the leaders of our basketball team, and that time that they spent has really proved beneficial not only to them but to us. So it was a great journey. I wanted to recognize all those guys because that's who did the work for us. Just a little short something about the season. Very successful season that we're very proud of. We were able to win the Pigeon Forge Christmas tournament. We also won the Area 1 championship, which made the second time that a boys basketball team at T.A. Duggar had won it. Willie B was on the first one, so I see him there. And we were very, very proud of that. On 8th grade night, we played our arch rival, Liberty Bell. And just so happens that on our 8th grade night, Willie B, we hung how many points in the first half, Michael?
28 in the first quarter.
We scored 28 in the first quarter, 6-minute quarters, that is. And we're able to beat Liberty Bell. How many Liberty Bell fans do we have in here? 56-28 on 8th grade night. So that's something really big that we're proud of. And again, thank you for recognizing us. We had a great season. We really enjoyed it. And that's about all I've got to say.
Thank you.
You have to capture the moment, fellas. Now, fellas, you are welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, but I understand if you want to leave. But you're welcome to stay. You guys enjoy the rest of your summer. Thank you. All right, it's time for citizens to speak in accordance with Board Policy 1.404. We did not have anybody request to be added to the agenda, so we are going to move on to the consent and regular agenda. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Thank you. Have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Have any questions or comments? If everybody would be agreeable, we could take items 6 through 11, since they are all just bids for food services items as one, if everybody would be agreeable to do that. Otherwise, we'll look at them individually. But if you guys are okay with that, we'll take 6 through 11 together. Does anybody else have any questions or comments on the consent or regular agenda? All right, hearing none. Item on the floor is to approve consent and regular agenda. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Dr. Gardenauer?
I'll yield most of my time this evening to Will Bowers, who has a presentation, but I do have a few items that I want to go over in my report. First of all, I sent the board today a copy as a follow-up of the discussion last month on the pre-K for fee-for-service pre-K that we were trying to establish. We brought that to the board for discussion. Then we went to our attorney to start looking at possible contract. During that time, we received information that indeed pre-K for fee-for-service is against state law, and so I provided that information to the board earlier today. We will be, however, looking at some other programs who are currently doing that, and we're going to investigate it more. What we found out is some of those folks are using some grants that they were able to do, and they're allowed a fee for, on a sliding scale basis, they have children in the program. And so we need to investigate that, but it will not be in this grant cycle. We're going to have to look at how they're applying for those monies and look for grants where we could possibly do something similar. But that will be something. But indeed, it was a good discussion last month, and it led to us looking at a contract and then coming back to do that. Even our pre-K consultant said that it was okay. So the fact that we went to our attorney and worked that was very important to us, that we didn't do something that was incorrect. I want to say thank you to the parents at Westside. They've indeed raised a lot of money to purchase more equipment for the new playground that they're going to do over at Westside. So we're happy for the equipment's there, but they need volunteers. And Mr. Wright is going to try to have some of the district help and some volunteer help. So if anybody's interested in doing that, please contact Mr. Wright at Westside, and he will certainly sign you up to help. One of the things that we were looking at the other day is the condition of the tennis court at Westside. If you've been down there recently, it is in pretty deplorable shape. We have a company that's going to help us with the resurfacing project down at the current tennis courts that we have at the high school. They're going to come and take a look at it next week, and we're going to see what we need to do to try to fill that in. I talked with Mr. Wright about possibly turning that into a tennis / foursquare / basketball court. We could put a little bit of investment in there and probably make it something that's very usable for the students there. But we're going to see what the cost might be to do that before we do that, and we will bring that to the board as we move through that. But one of the ways that we're being able to resurface the tennis courts is the fact that we're planning to do that ourselves. And we have the rep from Sportcraft is going to be coming up to the high school this week from Chattanooga, and then it's going to help us make sure that we do everything properly. And I want to thank our maintenance staff for being willing to do that. The amphitheater project that we've been working on at the high school, we had some issues with the fire marshal, just normal things and questions. All those have been submitted by Mr. Weems and Katie. They've gone back to the fire marshal for approval. We think they will go much better this time, and what we're looking at there. The makerspace, we obviously are kind of working with TCAD and working with Mr. Weems at this point, just trying to make sure that we have everything to outfit what we want to do there. And the plans are nearly finished. However, we're trying to make sure that we have everything for a possible new operation within that room. So we're trying to get specifics right now and then make sure that the fire marshal is okay with that. Dr. Newman and I were on a conference call with Team 2.0. That's something we've been starting to try to pilot for our teachers, moving to a new evaluation model. What we found out is maybe the commissioner has a different set of thoughts and feelings moving forward with a new direction they may go. I'll find out a lot more about that at the summer conference, and we'll see where that is. But we found that to be very beneficial for teachers. We may keep some elements and weave that into our current team model, but if it's something that we can't get assurances that the state will move forward with, we will not do that this year. We may, try some of the evaluation, and for willing teachers that would like to do that instead of a walkthrough, that would be the furthest we would go this year. And the rest of my time is Mr. Bowers, if you'd like to come forward and talk with us.
Oh, good. Good evening, everybody. My name's William Bowers, and basically, I have a little bit of a project proposal. Starting in January, I have been working on this project for a long time. So basically, this project is doing some type of mural or some type of painting somewhere around here, either in the Douglas community or inside here in the main office. So me and Dr. Gardenhauer have been talking last week, and he said there are 2 places that can be considered a good place to have said mural and said painting place. So basically, I have a lot of people who want to be involved in it. Mostly, Kiwanis Club said they would have a help in this, and also some constituents from the Northeast Community Bank. They said that they would also take care of most of the expenses for this project. And I do have some of the design, but I didn't have color in my printer, so it's kind of tough for me right now. So basically, my design is basically like a kind of puzzle piece. So it's kind of like all these different puzzle pieces fit together. And these puzzle pieces are colored in each of our schools. So you have like our high school and middle school, then you have Harold McCormick, West Side, and East Side. So you have all those colors making up the puzzle pieces. So basically in those puzzle pieces there are words that are put in there. So basically those words say learn and desire for a better future. Because since it is the Elizabethton city school system, we want our students to learn and desire to have that learning. And I feel like that's one of the best benefits is to have some type of mural that basically has the strength for that. And so that's where I kind of had the learn and desire come part to it. So the reason why I kind of wanted to do this is 2 goals. One, just to have a mural that basically can do a line of succession. So if a student per se wants to have an idea, if they want to do a mural somewhere around here, or if they want to do a mural that represents the community well, represents the entire city of Elizabethton well, that would be a place that they can go to. Downtown has always been a great place, but we have not seen anything up here in a long time, especially in the main office. And I feel like that would be a beneficial thing both for the school and both for the students themselves. I feel like now we have more artistic students. There are more artistic people that are coming out of high school that really want to do a desire and want to do something, want to do some type of painting or some type of design. And I feel like that would be the best thing as a kind of a starting point. I really want to be a starting point, and once we have a line of succession, then it really becomes something really special. And that's what I really hope for this project. The biggest reason why I'm doing this project is because I want to do something special that can be passed down. And once there are kids 20 or 30 years down the road who want to do something, they have the chance to do it instead of waiting until their kid gets old and be like, oh, you want to do something now. So I'm basically that's one big goal. And the second goal is doing pretty much finishing up the mural before school begins. So once it becomes the regulatory idea of, well, we got to have a school board meeting every month, we get to see what the design looks like, and basically everybody gets to see what it looks like. And I feel like that would be a lot prettier. That would be amazing to see, especially if the kids and the students who actually worked on it. It's going to be a lot special, and it's going to go down when they're in their 40s and 50s, and they're going to talk about when they did this mural. So basically, that's all I have to say. And thank you for your time. I mean, it's been a long time coming. Since I started this in January, I've been working day in and day out, making sure that I had everything completed. So thank you very much.
So, Mr. Bowers and I took some time to look at possible spots. One is, we had really 3 possible spots. One would be out on this wall, kind of if you turn right there at the drink machine, there's a wall that's pretty large right there. We have one that's going to the other computer lab, Connie Baker Annex down that way. We also have a place, a mural on the outside, and that would be that back walkway going up to the cafeteria, the old cafeteria. There's a space there that we could do the mural as well. And we discussed that. He has a plan, and we looked at the mural itself. It's tasteful, and I think Will had spent some time talking with Parks and Rec, and the idea was that they would do something to beautify the playground side. One thing I do want to note is that the 25th anniversary of the mural that's on the back side of the central office is this coming year, and there's a big community event being planned to maybe touch up that mural and do some things. But there are going to be people from the community come together and try to do that. They had policemen, they had the Douglas community, they had officials from the school system, they had all kinds of different people on that day put their hands on the wall. It's a very special thing to the community. So we didn't want to put anything, cover that or alter that until that committee had time to really look at the overall big mural back there. So, but they do have plans to touch that up and make it look nice. So this would be an addition, and it would be something that possibly be a part of the park that's there that they have. I think Will inform me they're going to repave the the basketball court. They're going to be doing some upgrades. They already have done some upgrades with the play equipment, but they really want to make that park a nice, usable park. So we felt that it fit. So, but it's up to the board and how you all feel. And
Oh, I think it's a great idea. It's nice to, you graduated, and a lot of times people are just ready to get out, and it's kind of cool when somebody's going, I think I've got a little bit left to give, and I think that's exciting. You can't wait to see what your design's going to look like, and I can't imagine anybody on the board's going to have any issue. If they do, they can speak now, but I'm pretty sure we're all really proud of you and really excited to see what you're going to do, so that's great. Thank you. Thank you. It's really nice to see students that are really committed and giving back to the community, and so it warms my heart. Well, thank you. Anything else, Dr. G?
that's all.
All right. Let's get to the regular agenda. First item is approve assistant principal position at EHS for the 2019-2020 school year to be paid from savings in the existing 2019-2020 budget. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Can I have a second? I'll second it.
What I would say is we had some savings from retirements within the budget. I talked with Ms. Wilson about that. Of course, we had students last month come talk to us about the importance of the individual that's currently in there. But this position would be, we would shift some responsibilities. We'd have one person really focusing on curriculum and try to make sure that we try to improve curriculum there overall, standards, so forth, PLCs, those types of things. We think we need improvement there. And then just to handle the general load of responsibilities there.
Anybody have any questions or comments on this?
Have we had an increase in attendance or enrollment? What's the percentage?
We have not seen a huge increase in enrollment. We're still going to be around 865, 860, 865. There has not been a huge increase in enrollment. We do have a lot of responsibilities, as you well know, with evaluations, walkthroughs, those types of things, and that would help with the load there.
What about future funding? How are we going to sustain it?
This is a 1-year proposition for now. I would have to find savings in the budget to be able to continue it from this point forward. But as we start a new position, we know that we have solid funding this year, and we would have to try to make sure that we try to continue it moving forward.
Was there any consideration to Westside having an assistant, or since they don't have one, or even I think the need for an additional guidance counselor has always been a need with career-ready items.
Yes, there was. And looking at that, that was something that we spent some time looking at. The West Side thing, we think that we're well-staffed at our elementary schools right now. Obviously, there's different loads at different schools, and we've adjusted that to make sure that we have folks where we need them to help take care of that. If you look at the other consideration there, what I would tell you is that having at the high school right now, we have a real need. I think that we have a need to, we're doing pretty well, but we need to be better than the state average. We need to be graduating as many kids as we can. Our career-ready indicators and marks that we need to hit are huge. We've seen a big need in guidance, as you well said, and one of the things that we're approving possibly tonight, if the board approves it, is a full-time person to help with counseling, period, through Frontier Health. We saw that as a major need to work with students who have a lot of issues within the system. So we're trying to address all the needs of where we are. If I had to say curriculum-wise, the biggest need we have is at the high school right now. And I think this person could help coordinate that effort.
What's the cost on this we're looking at?
Beth could probably tell you better. It's somewhere around $65,000 total. We had an existing position within the budget. We turned that, so we had not all, but we had benefits and a teacher salary there for this year. We are just adding probably somewhere around $20,000, $15,000, maybe a little less. Yes. Yeah. So
65, that's a total package, or is that just a salary? Benefits and every. I just looked at some other schools. I know schools, larger than this, and I've been in that role, and I would have taken every bit of help, that I could have taken. But I know it's just proportionally, that's way, that's just way more, but than other schools, in the area, just even that have a higher population, or student population than we do. And again, just a workload on one school with one principal, and I think equity and you've said you've considered it.
yes.
But it seems to me like, for me, it just seems like that's a better place. But
Any other questions or comments? Item on the floor, approve assistant principal position at EHS for the 2019-2020 school year to be paid from savings in existing 2019-2020 budget. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed?
nay.
Okay. Tie. All right. Next item, approved contract between John Angelopoulos, licensed senior psychological examiner, health service provider, and Elizabethton City Schools to continue current contract as written without modifications for the 2019-2020 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Okay, John Angelopoulos has been doing psychological services for us for many years. He did not request any changes to his current contract, so we would just be approving that for a year.
Any questions or comments on this? All right. Item on the floor, approved contract between John Angelopoulos, licensed senior psychological examiner, health service provider, and the school system to provide current contract as written without modifications for the 2019-2020 school year. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Next item, approve contract between Academy Sports and Outdoors and ECS for sponsorship benefits for the 2019-2020 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Okay, this contract between Academy Sports they have been fantastic partners with us. They're approaching being put on the donor wall for all that they've given over a period of time, which is reaching the $10,000 mark. But we appreciate them so much, and just about book bus, whether it's a book bus or backpacks for students or whatever, they really have come in as a great partner for Back to School Bash, so we appreciate that.
Anybody have any questions or comments on this? Okay, item on the floor, approve contract between Academy Sports and Outdoors and ECS for sponsorship benefits for the 2019-2020 school year. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Next item, approve contract between Frontier Health and ECS providing mental and behavioral health for ECS students for the 2019-2020 school year. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Have a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Okay, this is a much needed, as we talked about a few seconds ago, this is a much needed service. The money was already passed with the budget. This is just the opportunity for us to be able to have a formal contract with them for services for this year.
And this is kind of a return from services that we have had at one point, correct? I mean, is it the similar?
It's even better than what we've
Okay.
had.
Well,
So we'll have
that's
more
good.
hours and more time.
Okay.
So yes, it is a
All right.
return.
Anybody have any other questions or comments? Okay, item on the floor, approve contract between Frontier Health and ECS providing mental and behavioral health for ECS students for the 2019-2020 school year. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next item, approve contract between Bottling Group LLC Pepsi and ECS as exclusive supplier of beverages to Elizabethton City Schools. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Okay, there's a proposal in your packet. I just want to call your attention really to one page. It's on page 5 of the proposal. It talks a little bit about the elements of what Pepsi is willing to do annually. The benefit that they have, and you can kind of see the volume that we did. They did not, that's not a extrapolated volume. That's the volume that we actually sold last year. And when they gave that to us, they did do a little increase in the amount of money people would have to pay. But at the same time, that made the profits pretty great. And it's annually about $15,530.20. And over the 3-year period, including product that they donate that we could choose to use at any time for any project that we have, makes the total $46,590, and so I think it's well worth it. It's definitely, they've increased and really stepped up to be able to help us out as a school system, and also make sure that we have good product. Now, the one thing that's not listed on what they were going to do but is in the contract is the fact that they will go to every machine within the school system, put a glass front machine in. They will replace all of the stadium coolers. They will also do everything inside the APO concession stand that's there. And so they're basically will upgrade everything. So that's will be a big help, and they make sure that we're outfitted there as well.
That'll be nice.
And they have been fantastic at making sure things are rotated and filled. We have had no complaints about their service, and they're very prompt. If we've had something take the money or whatever, they make sure to make everything right. So we've appreciated them.
Did we even look at?
We did. We contacted Coke to see if they would want to come out. We did not receive any correspondence back from them until the beginning of this week. I think they emailed Mr. Boatman and said, could we send a rep out? So, but I personally contacted them to make sure that if they wanted to do that. What I was told by the person on the phone was our volume was not very high. So, which was part of the issue we had prior when we went to Pepsi, so.
So we have the potential to make Pepsi drinkers pretty happy.
Yeah,
Okay.
guess so.
Guess we're going to find out. Anybody have any questions or comments? All right, item on the floor, approved contract between Bottling Group LLC Pepsi and ECS as exclusive supplier of beverages to Elizabethton City Schools. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right, I'm going to read 6 through 11, so feel free to listen or daydream or whatever you want to do. Approve renewal of bid 2018-2019-02 SN for the purchase of milk and ice cream products from Mayfield Dairy for the period July 1, 2019 through June 30, 2020. Approve renewal of bid 2018-2019-01 SN for the purchase of bread and bakery products from Bimbo Bakeries for the period July 1, 2019 through June 30, 2020. Approve renewal of bid 2019, that's supposed to be 2019? -03 SN for the purchase of food products from Cisco Knoxville for the period July 1, 2019 through June 30, 2020. Approve renewal of bid 2018-2019-04 SN for miscellaneous cafeteria supplies from Summers Hardware for the period July 1, 2019 through June 30, 2020. Approve renewal of bid 2018-2019-04 SN for miscellaneous cafeteria supplies from Cisco Knoxville for the period July 1, 2019 through June 30, 2020. Approve renewal of bid 2018-2019-05 SN for fresh produce from Cisco Knoxville for the period July 1, 2019 through June 30, 2020. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Second? Thank you.
Okay, I want to thank Regina for all her hard work. We spent some time on the phone, and she spent a lot of time getting these ready, but the fact that we bid most of them out last year was fantastic, really helped us. So thank you for all your hard work on that. And we're doing a great job there. So we had to make a few changes this year, but it's going well.
Anybody else have any questions or comments? All right, item on the floor. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have something?
No, I just remember a comment way the bread, just that's a
Way to
there's a story behind that.
If, yeah, there's lots we could make on this. All right, item on the floor is to approve the bids 6 through 11 that I have just previously read. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Last item, approved statement of work and invoice from Labaki for the installation, setup, training, and support for virtual reality lab at Elizabethton High School to be paid from the 2018-2019 XQ funds. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
Second.
No, thank you.
Okay, this obviously came to the board before, but since it was such a large amount, I wanted to make sure we brought it back again. And we appreciate you supporting it before, and we look forward to moving this. And thank you, Mr. Colbert, for going out and investigating, you and Mr. Clevenger both, and being able to work with Vince. It's been a pleasure already, and I'm sure we even received some information this week. We may have some more people interested in helping, so with this particular project, so that's fantastic as well.
If you have not met Vince, I cannot insist upon any more that you need to meet him. He's one of the most positive people I've ever met. Very passionate about what he does. Am I having questions or comments on this item? All right. Item on the floor, approved statement of work and invoice from Labaki for the installation, setup, training, and support for virtual reality lab at Elizabeth High School to be paid from 2018-2019 XQ funds. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. I want to make you aware of a couple of things in the back of the packet and then that Felicia left out for us. If you would, take time, look over the 2019-2020 board calendar for our meetings and see if that looks okay. If there's anything that we've missed that needs to be changed, so if you find something, let us know. Also, it is that time of year when we will do Dr. Gardenauer's evaluation, and that is something that the board is tasked to do. So I would ask that take some time, go over this. Danny and Eddie, if there's things on here that you haven't had a chance to observe, you can put, non-applicable, you can put haven't had a chance, whatever you want to do. One of the other things we recommend is that when you've gotten this completed, take some time, make an appointment, sit down with Dr. Gardner and go over it. And then when you're finished, send those to Felicia. She will get them to me. I will put them together in one document, and then I'll just make a report on that in the July meeting. So that's it. The next regular scheduled board meeting will be Tuesday, July 16th at 6:30 here in the boardroom. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
What? Oh, yeah, we have
Yeah,
one more.
additional.
Oh,
Sorry
thank
about
you.
that. Thank you.
Where's that?
It's on the agenda.
Oh, was this on the extra thing? Thank you, guys.
On the email, yeah.
Well, I had put it somewhere. Let me read somebody else's.
I think it's in an email.
I can put it on.
Yep.
Y'all are up here.
It's on the email. We haven't done it. Oh, thank you, RB. Well, I appreciate that. Okay, here we go. Last item, approve the purchase of 1,080 backpacks and school supplies for students in pre-K pre-K through 12th grade for the 4th annual back-to-school bash at a total cost of $16,073.20 from D&W Sourcall. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Right.
Any
Thank
questions or
you.
comments? Yes, thank you. Oh, my
Dr.
goodness.
Newman. Thank you, Becca. Price, we appreciate you all for heading this up and making it an annual event. And Becca, what people do not see is how much money y'all have raised, and it's phenomenal. It's the outpouring of love for our students is fantastic, and it's truly a community event with umpteen different sponsors. Some, like Mr. Alexander, has been a supporter, and many other folks within our community, and we appreciate that very much.
While we're on this, what is the date? Do we know? I know you know, but August 3rd.
Thank you, Chief, as well, for all the police department participating, and appreciate
Have any
it.
questions or comments on this? Again, thank you all for drawing this to my attention. That would have been terrible. All right, item on the floor, approve the purchase of 1,080 backpacks and school supplies for students in pre-K through 12th grade for the 4th annual back-to-school bash at a cost of $16,073.20 from D&W Sourcall. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. Now, next regular board meeting will be Tuesday, July 16th here at 6:30 in the Mac Pierce Boardroom. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Thank you. Have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Have a good evening.